Good morning, first graders. Today is Wednesday, April 29th, 2020. I hope everyone's doing great, and it's so good to hear from so many of you. I hope all of you have been taking advantage of the moments where the sun is out and the weather is cooperating to be outside and do something fun. I also hope you guys are having success finding things that are magnetic, and I hope you are keeping track. And we will check in with that on Friday, and I look forward to seeing the results because I'm hearing that a lot of kids are excited about it and enjoying the process. So I guess we'll see what happens. So today I'm going to start with what kids can be working on with in writing. If they are struggling with writing, I'm enjoying doing that with kids individually. That's totally fine. But I just want to point out that for editing today, I have the wrong picture here because in narrative type stories, the pictures typically don't have labels. There's more uses of speech bubbles, so keep that in mind. The handwriting's neat. Now, hopefully kids are not rushing with their handwriting and take their time to really form their letters properly. Hopefully they have spaces between words, so you can put a finger in between. This is the one that kids keep slipping up on, are capital and lowercase letters, especially capitals at the beginning of a sentence. Kids are usually pretty good at ending sentences with punctuations, read the room words, and making sure that whatever their word is, that they have a letter or letters for every sound that they hear. And again, I'm totally okay with kids working on this with me when I meet with them individually. So today for word work, it's cut and sort. And what we have to do is that we're sorting into two categories. Do we need to add a consonant, then the ed, or is it ready to add an ed? So in order to know, you want to look before the part that's before the ed and think, was that the word on its own? Or was there a consonant added? Because we need a consonant, then an ed. So I'm going to have you guys pause the video here, and I will work on this at the same time. And when you're ready to check in, hit play, and we'll check in about this, and then chat quickly about math. All right, guys, hopefully you're hitting play because you just finished your word work cut and sort. My word work cut and sort looks something like this. Hopefully yours looks similar. Hopped, chatted, jogged, stopped. All had to add a consonant before we could add an ed, and then ready to add ed, ended, double consonant, missed, double consonant, tested, double consonant. Hopefully you guys agree with my work, and if you're happy with your work, you can ask someone at home to give you a Mr. Stevenson bad hair day. All right, so today in math is I've been going back and forth how I want to do this. And today, kids are going to be working on pages 240 and 241. And if you notice that some of the directions say, you'll be getting an item from your teacher. Well, we're not in class, and I'm not going to drive around everyone's house to give items out. So I'm going to try to model it as a whole group, and hopefully it translates well to you guys working on things at home. We will see. All right. So before we dive into the book, I want to kind of share different types of 3D shapes. Now, my whiteboard's getting a little dirty because I normally clean them with hand sanitizer, and I just been using hand sanitizer for hands only right now. So let's see what happens. Okay, up top we have a cylinder. Now, common cylinders are probably like a can of, canned good, like you probably have in a cabinet with your food. Here we have a cone. Now, it has a round bottom and it comes to a tip. If you flip it over, it could look like an ice cream cone. There's different ways of doing it. All right, here we have a pyramid. A pyramid has a bunch of triangles and then usually a square on bottom. There's lots of different sides. Okay, then there is something down here that is a cube. Might look like a dice to you or a die. Okay, here is a sphere. I don't really know how to draw a sphere three-dimensionally, so it probably just looks like a circle, but a sphere is like a ball. And then this big mess down here, I tried to write really small with a big chisel tip marker and didn't end up well. Is a rectangular prism. So it's like a cube, but notice that the different faces or surfaces are different lengths and sizes. So there's a few words we need to know for 3D shapes. Number one is what I just said is surfaces. So surfaces is a flat part. So wherever there's a different flat part, that it's a different side. There's different surfaces. So then you want to consider with 3D shapes. Does it slide? Does it stack? Does it roll? So I'm going to start with the most obvious one. So this looks like a dice. And there's lots of games where you actually roll a dice. But really that is wrong. You can't actually roll a dice because rolling only occurs from something that has round sides. So technically you're really tossing a dice, but because, if me as a first grade teacher say, okay, go ahead and toss a dice, the people will end up with bruises or some will get broken, and I'll get emails from parents saying, why did you have my kid throw something? So we'll still call it rolling a dice, but really that's wrong math talk. So things that are round can actually roll. Now, it's also possible for things to slide. So sliding occurs when the surface is flat, and rolling can occur when there's some sort of round part. So this cone has a round part, this cylinder has round parts, and a sphere has round parts. Now, stacking can only occur when it's a flat surface on flat surface. So like you can stack a cube on top of a rectangular prism on top of certain sides of a cylinder or the bottom of a pyramid. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this behind me, and you guys can reference it if you'd like. And I'm going to have you guys turn to pages 240 and 241. Okay, so we kind of just talked about different types of 3D objects. And it's then down here in this first purple box, it says your teacher will give you a 3D object. Then you're going to draw the object. Well, I just happen to have a 3D object. I left a lot of them at school, so it's a little tricky for me to do this, but I'm going to figure out something. Okay, what do I have here? What's the name of this shape? Oh yeah, it's a cube. So I'm going to model how to draw a cube actually on a different whiteboard. So a cube is made up of a bunch of squares. They're all the same length and all the same side. So I'm going to draw one square. Okay, and then I want to draw some diagonal lines off of 3 of the corners. And then I just want to close them in. And I have a cube. Now, I'm not an artist. This is not perfect. And we're in first grade. It's okay. So what you want to do is, in this huge white box, you want to draw a cube. So you want to do something like this. Okay, then there'll be some questions for you to answer. Write the names of 2 other things that look like this object and how many surfaces. Well, you'll have to figure out how many surfaces are. I bet you guys have a cube at home that you may want to use. Okay, so then the next page. It says, can it roll? All right, that's this confusing thing. You can't actually roll this. Things that roll would have to be round. This can slide though, and you can also stack. So it can't roll, it can stack, and it can do one, so that one's not an option. B, it has all flat surfaces, it has no flat surfaces, or it has some flat and some curved surfaces. Yeah, I'd say all of these are flat. Okay, Then you're going to draw all 6, draw each flat surface of this object. So we need to draw how many squares? Yeah, 6. I may just help you with this bottom one down here. All right, how many surfaces does this object have? Okay, this one's tough. 1, then I'm back. 2 on this side, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It actually has 8 surfaces. I don't know if you're going to have a shape like that at home, but you can look around. How many shapes what shape are the surfaces? So one surface we're looking at. Yeah, they're triangles. I hope this was helpful. If you want to answer the ones we didn't on your own, that's totally fine. I'm going to work on some different ways of doing some of this math with the shapes for you guys. We'll see what happens. And I'm going to insert the answers to these pages, but keep in mind that they may look different because sometimes they use different shapes. All right, guys, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll chat with you guys soon.